Good morning from all of us here at Hubbard's Marina. Gonna get started with a quick fishing and weather update. We have no red tide here, and we're gonna be telling you a little bit more about that here shortly. Give us a few minutes and we'll get set up here. Hopefully you guys are having a great Saturday, happy weekend to everybody out there. If you're not watching this live, go ahead and skip forward to where you see the video start. If you are watching this live, we'll be starting our stream here in just about 30 seconds. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope you're having a great Saturday. Good morning, guys. Thanks for tuning in here at Hubbard's Marina. I hope you guys are having a happy Saturday. Again, thank you for tuning in. We're going to give you a fishing and weather update, talk a little bit about the absolutely zero red tide we have in our area, and talk a little bit about what's going on here at Hubbard's Marina. Give us a few seconds and we'll get started here. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Remember, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too busy. I hope you guys are going to enjoy some fishing over this weekend. It is an absolutely beautiful weekend to get out there and go do it. And we're going to be talking about that very shortly. Thank you again for tuning in. Give me a few seconds and we'll get rolling here. Alrighty then. Good morning. Happy Saturday, y'all. It is another beautiful day in paradise here at Hubbard's Marina, and we have some great fishing and weather report information to bring to you this morning. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Going to be heading over to Texas. I'm leaving for Texas for this whole upcoming week to fight for your rights to fish at the National Marine Fisheries Gulf Council meeting. And unfortunately, I'm going to miss a beautiful week to go fishing. The weather is just pristine. The 7-day outlook looks perfect. It doesn't get better any better than it is right now. The weather for offshore fishing, nearshore fishing, going to the island, whatever you want to do on the water, now is the time to do it. That red tide, there is no red tide. There's no red tide in our area. Pinellas County is totally clear, devoid of dead fish. We don't have any type of red tide effect. We had a very minimal red tide effect in southern end of Pinellas County, but that is all gone now, and it's all moved further south again. So no red tide in our area. It's a beautiful time to get out there and enjoy some fishing or time on the water, and it looks like the weather is going to be perfect this week. We have a little bit of a southeast breeze, so hopefully that east breeze will be more dominant than that south breeze, and hopefully it'll just keep pushing this red tide stuff out back into the Gulf and away from our shores, because right now the fishing is hot. We're catching a lot of snook. Last night I had a shark trip. We came in from our shark trip around midnight, and we were cleaning the boat, scrubbing it down till about 1:30, and as we were leaving the dock at 1:30, I walked up to turn the light on, and there was probably 60 snook hanging out around that Johns Pass area, just that one little area around our dock. So there's a ton of snook in Johns Pass right now, and a lot of guys are catching a lot of good snook right along the beach, out back of Hubbard's Marina, along the jetty. They're a little lazy right now, so the dead bait weighted to bottom, that cut ladyfish, cut mullet, fish carcasses seem to work really well right now for those lazier snook. And then when the water's moving, you can get them on the free line live bait. Little bit difficult on the artificials, except for that one window when they're biting really well on the major salooners right as that tide starts to pick up, either incoming or outgoing. But it's awesome that we are blessed to be clear of no red tide, but it is definitely a crappy situation for those of you down south. I know Robin Rubin just commented, good news for you, but killing us in Inglewood. We feel for you, Robin. We really hate to see anybody deal with this red tide situation. All we can say is we're blessed not to have it in our area, and we hope it clears up in your area quickly. Because even though red tide is not in our area, it will have an effect on everybody in the Gulf of Mexico, especially with all the fish that it's killing. That can really affect the stock assessments. But I'm not going to bore you too much with that. Offshore, the gag grouper bite's going really well, anywhere from about 120 to about 140 foot of water. We're seeing a lot of yellowtail action near shore and offshore. Last night we had a 12-hour night mangrove snapper trip, and they did really well on the Amico jacks. They caught a lot of the yellowtail snapper, which were biting fairly consistently through the night, and they did pretty well on the darn mangrove snappers, some nice big ones too. So it was a little tough to start. The moon was up, the current was running, but that moon started to go down right around midnight, and the bite really picked up for us, and we ended the trip on a very strong note. So it was a great 12-hour night mangrove snapper trip. Remember, coming up, we have a ton of those night mangrove snapper trips Friday nights, because after Labor Day weekend, the Florida fisherman is heading to dry dock, so we don't have 39 hours from the beginning of September until around mid-October. So during that time frame, we have extra 12-hour night mangrove snapper trips, and we have the 12-hour extreme trips. And right now, the 12-hour extreme is catching big amberjack, a handful of grouper, and some nice snapper mixed in there too. And then we're going to be focusing on those gags as the water cools down. So the 12-hour extreme trip is a great opportunity right now to go get some big fish, to go fish that 39-hour area, but be home by dinner. So the 12-hour extreme is a great option to get that private charter, split charter experience. We're seeing a lot of hogfish fairly consistently near shore. That hogfish bite will only pick up as the fall progresses. And keep in mind, guys, the mackerel are back. So our 5-hour half day, our 10-hour all days are extra exciting right now. Catching those mackerel, trolling out or trolling back. Right now, the mackerel are biting the smaller spoons. Instead of the 6-inch king spoons that we normally recommend, right now you need the small squid spoons, the 2 to 4-inch squid spoons on a #1 planer and about 60-pound fluorocarbon in between them seem to work very well to catch a ton of mackerel. Anywhere from a mile to about 9 miles from the beach, there's a ton of bait schools. You can spot the birds from far away, and it's really fun to troll through those bait schools and pick up a nice load of mackerel. We're also catching mackerel while bottom fishing on the flatlines, and hopefully this next full moon will bring those bigger kingfish in, or king mackerel. They typically follow that moon cycle. Once we see the mackerel get thick, typically that next full moon will start to bring in those schoolie-sized kingfish, and then they only get better from there. So we're looking forward to the fall kingfish run. The mackerel run is here, it's happening, and there's a ton of mackerel around our area right now. So we talked about offshore, we talked about nearshore, we talked about how we have no red tide in our area. We're going to Texas this coming week to fight for our rights to fish at the National Marine Fisheries meeting. We'll definitely be keeping you in tune for that. As far as upcoming events, we have August 25th at 2 p.m., we have our Bass Pro Shop seminar where we're giving you a free 10-hour all day or a free 5-hour half day. All you have to do is come out to Bass Pro and join us. And then August 26th is our next live fishing show right here on Facebook and YouTube. Remember, guys, we're not going to have one of those live fishing shows tomorrow night at 8:30. Typically, it's every Sunday night at 8:30. We're not going to have one tomorrow, August 19th, because of my trip to Texas. But remember, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too busy, I hope to see you at Bass Pro Shops August 25th, or I hope to see you right here on August 26th at 8:30 p.m. Please don't hesitate to comment. Let me know where you're watching from and comment with any questions you might have. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Remember, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too busy, give us a like on this video if you love fishing and then you want to go fishing, because the weather for fishing is perfect right now. It's a great time to go. No red tide in our area, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I know I'm looking forward to spending some time with my wife and my dog today and get out and enjoy some of this beautiful weather. So you guys have a great day. Have a happy Saturday, and I'll see you next weekend at Bass Pro Shops or right here live online. Tight lines, guys.